Hey everyone, well, we're back here again, and interestingly enough, I've got a video here that I want to do instead of the last little while doing requests, and this is kind of a different way of getting people to perhaps understand, and the title of this video is going to be Twin Flames and Soulmates, Addressing Your Masculine and Feminine Imbalances. And the way that I want to approach this is energetically, first of all right? And I'm going to do this way. And this is why meditation becomes so important. Whether everybody realizes it or not, when you're in the act of breathing, you are breathing in air through the nostrils. To achieve a balance of that air or oxygen in the body, you may notice at strategic times throughout the day, your nostrils switch, all right? And you are predominantly breathing from one side more than you are on the other, all right? Now, this is very obvious when you have a cold, because you may have one or both plugged and can't breathe through either one. But most people don't realize that usually throughout the day, you do breathe and it switches automatically, all right? Why does it do that? Because it achieves a balance within the lungs, I believe is the purpose of it, more or less. But the same thing happens when you're taking the breath and you're breathing in energy and chi energy. You're actually taking energy up through your feet, all right? Now, I've been well aware through breathing exercises that for myself, that when you breathe up, ideally, the energy goes up both feet and both legs. And obviously in the male, when it gets to the testicles, and in the female, when it gets to the ovaries, all right, whether males know it or females know it, the ovary, one is masculine, one is feminine. The same thing with the testicles in a male. So when the energy comes up both legs and hit that reproductive area, it takes on duality. Duality being masculine and feminine. Hopefully it goes all the way up, gets up into the hemispheres of the brain, and what happens is hopefully you have a unified field. Much easier said than done, okay? Because most of us know that we're not balanced, all right? That we're not in unison with ourselves, and anything that can disrupt the balance that we may have achieved on any given day can be taken on and can be rather disruptive to us. However, when a person goes through the heart center awakening, and I've mentioned this in a previous video, the first attempt at being made of balance is made in the heart center chakra through the Kundalini rising. Because in the heart center chakra, you cannot have a heart center awakening, ladies, who perceive that it's now time for the divine feminine, which is an illusionary belief system. In order for the heart center to activate, you have to have an equal balance of masculine and feminine energy to ignite the heart center chakra, which produces that which a lot of people are calling unconditional love, or the love energy coming from the heart center chakra. So it's not about an overabundance of feminine or an overabundance of masculine. It is equal, all right? Both energies have to be equal, and that's the problem, all right, with us, whether we're males or females, is getting that balance or the equality of energy moving through the system, the chakra system, the brain hemisphere, and all of the energy channels of the body in a consistent fashion. One of the things that I've said before that happens when the heart center chakra opens is none of us, not one of us, I don't care how well educated you are, how intelligent you are, how creative you are, none of us has any conscious control of the heart center chakra when it opens. None of us has any conscious control of the Kundalini movement when it opens also. And the first thing that is established is that balance energetically, remember I'm emphasizing energetically, in the heart center chakra. What happens then is the surroundings or the environment of the person that's involved, be it a male or a female, usually goes through a complete catalytic chaos of change, all right, in their whole life, of relationships, of friendships, of environment, of food intake, of behaviors. They could have all kinds of issues coming up, dysfunctional patterns. Uh, they could have diseases manifesting, health conditions, other kinds of health conditions. It just becomes a potpourri, all right? However, however, and this is not going to be a long video, it's going to be a short one. What I have found in working with a lot of people, all right, is some people are becoming a bit more self-aware, all right? And if you're at this video won't be for everyone, but it will be for quite a few people, but I think it will be important also to recognize this, is I think most people understand in themselves that prior to and even during the heart center awakening, okay, that they are either dominantly masculine or dominantly feminine. I mean, you can have dominant females, okay, that have a very strong masculine side. And on the other side of the coin, you can have very uh, strong males who have a very dominant feminine side. And you can have people who understand that they have these ways, and these dominant aspects can come out in certain characteristics of their personality also. So they could be basically very dominant from a masculine side of this particular characteristic of their personality, or they could be very feminine in a different part of their personality in a particular attribute or creative ability or something. So you can have a diversity, all right, of stuff going on from the masculine feminine perspective being very dominant. For myself, ever since I began the spiritual awakening, one of the things that I noticed right off the bat is I became very good at being a male, switching to my feminine side, all right? And I noticed very quickly that I got along with ladies very, very well. And I didn't seem to have a lot of male friends, one or two here and there throughout my life, and that was about it. And I really didn't choose to associate myself with males because I just didn't, think going to Home Depot and Canadian Tire and, sitting around a box of beer and talking about hockey on a Saturday night was really my plateful kind of deal. So I started to realize there were things about me and my masculine and feminine, and I started fine-tuning it. And then what happened, I started doing another different thing, and I'm going to propose this to a lot of people right now if you're going through some issues, all right? Right now, we have a lot of people who are attracting to themselves, especially in the spiritual community, especially in the twin flame community. You're attracting to yourselves, and this applies to soulmates, this applies to any kind of a relationship situation, actually, to be quite honest with you, not just all about twin flame, any kind of relationship situation. And you could be attracting circumstances and people and situations toward you. This is what I'm going to propose to you. The next time you see a situation coming toward you, or a person, or something, or a problem, or an issue, or whatever, it could be even something part of your emotional self or your mental self, okay? Just sit back for a moment, take a look at the situation, and ask yourself this question. This situation, this person, or this crisis, or whatever it is this pertaining to my masculine side or my feminine side? Is this a feminine experience I'm needing to look at here? Or is it a masculine experience I'm needing to look at here? Is it a feminine experience that I need to deal with? Or is it a masculine experience I need to deal with? And you will notice that after a while, you'll be able to pick out the experience that you're having as to what side of you it's addressing. Okay? It'll be your masculine or your feminine. Yes, you're correct. The energy in the heart center will be masculine and feminine, all right? And it's emanating that. And this is what is creating the situation to be drawn toward you, okay? The creative source is very creative and very intelligent, and I'm starting to understand a little bit because I'm able to tap into that source creative energy quite often. What source is doing is arranging for you, okay, to put you in a balanced state, but then give you the experiences by drawing them toward you so that you can figure out what it is you need to correct without somebody having to lead you by the hand and it being difficult. Okay, let me put it this way. Have you ever noticed sometimes in the past that you really fuck up on an experience? Okay, excuse me, whoops, slipped out, pardon me, I'm not going to edit it, so hell, it's there. Okay, you really screw up on a situation. Okay, and what happens is 6 months later the same type of experience happens, but it can be a different person, and there you are again. All right, and you screw it up again, and the same experience happens again, but it's a different person. And the same thing can be said with a situation. It could be with money, it could be, with dealing with the neighbor, it could be with, raising a child, and you screw it up and it repeats itself. All right. So finally you get to the point you say to yourself, okay, whoa, what's the problem here? All right. And finally it'll come down that you will understand that anything that comes toward you is a blessing. Now that's people going to say, okay, come on, Mel, now you're full of it. You're going to tell me that a crisis coming towards me is a blessing? Are you telling me that my twin flame dumping me and leaving me in separation is a blessing? Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to tell you. Every crisis, every person, every difficulty in your life coming toward you is a gift for your understanding. And how do you understand it? By accepting, first of all, you're not perfect. And second of all, there are very few people on this planet who can safely say that they're in a continual state of masculine and feminine balance, because you're not. I don't care how good you are, all right, or how elevated you think you are. You have days when you are not in balance, and I don't give a shit who you are, really. And you need to find that composure to look at the situation coming toward you and say, okay, wow, I get what Mel is saying. This experience is showing me that there's something on my feminine side. I'm not picking on ladies or feminine side, just an example. Something on my feminine side that needs to be addressed. So this experience is requesting me on my feminine side to take a look at something. And then what will happen is you'll get an emotional response to it. And you may get a knowing or a picture or a revelation will flash and say, okay, this happened because of that experience that I had with my father or my mother or something. But yes, I remember that. Okay? And that's because you've become self-aware. When you get to the part that I just talked about, then you become self-realized. And when you become self-realized, what happens is you're on your way to a higher state of consciousness. You're on your way to being able to connect with your own masculine and femininity. You must understand, people. You must understand this. You have got to have a successful, balanced relationship with yourself, or you will have no relationship success with anyone in the whole of your life, let alone a soulmate or a twin flame. Okay? You need to get into this video. Wrap your head around what I'm saying, because this is critical and important to know this. I know what I'm talking about. I do. I'm not like some of those others up on YouTube, all right, who spout a lot of shit and they don't give you anything. I do. So when these things happen, all right, take a look at them. And as you take a look at them, source in here is going to say, eureka! After all this time, after all these lifelines, after all these incarnations, after all this time, he and she is finally listening and paying attention to what I'm doing and presenting them by giving them the gifts of knowledge and understanding, self-awareness, self-realization. And Source says, son of a bitch, we got a happening going on here. We got a happening. Can you see it? All right. So every time you step into a situation, all right, and you're feeling the vibes, okay, and let's say a situation gets you really emotionally upset, okay, somebody really pees on your parade, okay, you got a boss, or you got a husband, or you got a twin flame, or you got a soulmate who really peed on your parade, okay, and got you really upset emotionally, all right? Look at it. Ask yourself the question, is this addressing my masculine or my feminine side? Why is this being given to me? Why are we in separation? You are in separation because you're not whole. You're not in balance. Your masculine and your feminine is not expressing in a balanced format. So when you realize, all right, and you have the self-awareness and you have the self-realization to recognize, yes, this experience, this person, this situation coming towards me is addressing something that I need to take a look at in my masculine side, all right? And what I noticed today, we have a lot of masculine people on this planet, all right? We have a lot of ladies who are becoming more and more masculine, all right? I mean, pretty soon some of you are going to be wearing jock straps, literally, all right? Simply because you're becoming more masculine when you should be becoming more feminine and achieving the balance that way. Going from one to the other and letting one dominate is not going to work. And we're keep going to be drawing experiences to us that are going to facilitate us understanding of what's taking place at this particular point in time. Now, when I said, women wearing jock straps, I wasn't trying to be rude or disrespectful to ladies. What I'm trying to get through here is the balance of masculine and feminine energy that needs to take place. You need to take a look at it. You need to study it. You need to understand it. All right? That the ideal situation is this. All right? In a balanced person, who can switch from masculine to feminine. All right? Let's suppose that you have a very masculine person coming toward you who is very aggressive, very pushy, very motivated, very this. What's the complementary energy to balance that out? The feminine. So what do you want to do? Stand there and get into a pissing contest? All right? With another male who's emanating masculine energy? Okay? Who's emanating? Is that what you want to do? All right? Or do you want to present the appropriate energy that goes with the masculine, which would be feminine, to balance out the energy, which is over-assertive and aggressive? All right? When you do this, and you learn how to do this, instead of putting up defense mechanisms and walls and bricks and retaliating, all right, and responding to the energy that's being sent in the same way, and this is what's causing 90% of the wars on this planet and people killing each other and people doing all kinds of wild and stupid things, all right? Why do people do wild and stupid things? Because they're craving attention. They're so imbalanced, okay? They got ego problems because they're imbalanced. That's what's going on. The spiritual individual who's evolving and growing in a balanced format must be able to switch back and forth based on the need of the situation and the circumstances that's evolving. Some of you are going to understand what I'm talking about. And the same applies in any relationship format. I don't care if it's soulmates, twin flames, whatever silly label you want to put to it. Okay, and I'm saying silly because that's how some of you are starting to really look silly, because the title means more to you than the actual growth of the process that's involved with it means. I mean, some of you are so obsessed with being a twin flame. I don't know why you don't get t-shirts made. Somebody, why doesn't somebody up on YouTube, one of these high-profile twin flame couples or whatever, why don't you start making twin flame t-shirts? Okay? Or better yet, I got another idea. Why don't some of you experts on YouTube, twin flame expert, start a certificate program where you can get somebody to pay you, $5,000 or whatever, and you can put them through a certification program to designate them a graduate twin flame at the end of the program. All right? While you're doing that, I'll sit here and do it for free and help people at no charge. I don't know. Doesn't sound like rocket science to me. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, when you do this, this is what happens. When you address a masculine situation with a feminine complement, all right, you balance out and neutralize the energy. All right. Not only that, this is what else you do. You have just done yourself a great service because you have gained and learned through an experience, okay, how to master the energy. What do you think we're here on this planet for? For the pursuit of material adventures and making money? No. The sole purpose in us being here is learn how to be co-creator, to master, maneuver, create, blend, meld, mold, assimilate, use, create energy. That's all we're here for. And look how we're screwing it up. Because we think we're so smart and so intelligent, we got our shit together. We don't got nothing together. We have so much more to learn and so much more to gain. All right? If some of you will learn how to listen here. Okay? Because the information I've been giving, and I've been giving for quite a few years, is exactly what the doctor ordered. And I'm not humble about it at all. I'm not. And some of you don't like me for it. And that's okay. I have no problem with that. So when you do this, and you start to realize what's going on, all right, then you're going to do something else. You're going to say, holy shit, if that came to me and Source gifted me with that experience, then I can participate in this. And then the light goes on, and Source says, aha, you got it, she got it. Now this is what you're going to do. You're going to say to yourself, well, if that's the case, and I'm a co-creator, why don't I realize and go digging into myself and find a situation that I know that's been sitting there, festering like a pimple on my backside for the last 6 months, and why don't I visualize and template and create someone or a circumstance that's coming toward me that's going to help me to eliminate that dysfunctional pattern or habit or whatever in my embodiment. And the light is going to go on. And I need the light to go on in a lot of you in a very short space of time. Okay? The light is in there. We just got to get somebody to turn the switch on. All right? And when you do this, not only are you self-aware and self-realized, all right, you're actually becoming intelligent. Okay? You are starting to learn how to use your intelligence. Okay? Because before you think, you used to think. Now you know how to think properly by creating for you in a whole new atmosphere of understanding and knowledge. And I can tell you, if you even remotely grab the gist of what I'm proposing to you here, I guarantee you one thing. If you grab anything that I said, when you realize what I said, that you can do this, you know what? You're going to get excited, okay? Because I did. When I got excited about this, I said, holy shit, man, this is amazing. I got to tell them about this, all right? Because when you start doing this in this way, then you've got something to live for. You don't have to go on to Barbados for 2 weeks in the sunshine. You can have all kinds of fun creativity. Help yourself. Help other people. Help everybody in your family just by doing this. All right? People ask me from time to time, don't you ever take a vacation, Mel? Nope. Why? Why go and spend all that money when I can stay right home and save that money and have all the fun in the world? Why do I need to go someplace to have fun? I can have fun right here. I'm the most fun person I ever met. I am. I'm fun. You should be around me. I'm fun to be with. I'm fun to be with even when I'm having a bad day and I'm crabby. I'm still fun. I'm a lot of fun. That's because I know the potential that lies within me. And that potential never got discovered until I was 37 years old. And I haven't even tapped in to 50% of what's in here yet. So I'm going to be around for a while. All right. And my prime motivation is keep coming up with stuff that titillates people's fancy, if we can. It gives them something to get excited about. And my focus now in moving forward in the twin flame community and the soulmate community and the spiritual community as a whole is templating. Okay? Templating is the next evolutionary step that we were going through. All right? And this is the next thing that's going to take relationships, especially twin flames, into the next level of bringing such things as unions together, ending separation, ending the runner-chaser phenomena, and ending of the obsession with the title in itself when a person realizes everything that they need is within themselves. We just need somebody to give them some friggin' tools that work. I guess I got a little carried away here. We're 27 minutes, so I think I'll let it go. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention something also. I did mention in my previous video about doing a webinar, and I've been diddling with that idea for a couple of weeks. But I also remember in the past I mentioned about doing a meditation class online. And I'm a very good meditation teacher, I can assure you. I did it for many, many years in groups. As a matter of fact, one time I had 3 of them going, 3 consecutive nights, 15 or 20 people in each one. It was really a lot of fun for a lot of people. Anyway, to make it to the point here, is what I'm looking at doing, instead of doing a meditation group online and doing webinars, what I'm looking at doing is combining the two together like I used to do with my meditation groups and doing an information or topic type of thing in the first part of the, I'm going to call it the Melinar or webinar, whatever the hell, meditation group, whatever, and then doing a meditation after. So combining the two together and doing 2, which is what I don't want to do. And I know I had people who are interested in both. So if you could give me a little bit of feedback on that, meditation combined with the topic part of the thing, and such a group would probably last maybe, I don't know, an hour and a half, probably. And initially I'll probably only do it maybe once a month, and probably take maybe, I don't know, 30 to 50 people in it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And at a nominal fee kind of thing. So give me some feedback on what you think of that. And if you want to do that, you can make the comment section here on the video, or if you want, you can send a message to love@twinflames.ca. Okay, that's an email that we use for open things like this going to do. Okay, so everybody have a good day and give some consideration to what I've said. If you take a look at this little technique here with the observing the masculine and feminine, and then once you understand it, and then if you take a look, then you can start creating and drawing towards you by getting into the template visualization, all right, of drawing toward you that which will accelerate the process. And when you do that, I can assure you that Source, all right, who is linked with everyone who has an open heart center, is going to jump right in and assist you even more in your spiritual growth. All right? Take care, everybody. I love doing this one. This was a fun one for me. Sorry about the language slip up. I'll try not to do that again.